yourself. Oh, you know better than that.
All these people here, Josh.
Hey, Mama. You got to be kidding if you think I'm gonna be here without you. Crazy. Are you Megan? No. He's in charge of this, I wonder.
I don't know.
No. Where's my audio at? Is that better? Yeah. Okay. If not, don't be shy. Go ahead and scoot on up. Everybody squeeze in. This is something I don't even want to pretend to be good at, but we'll do our best. For those of you who do not know me, I'm Eric Cochran. I'm principal here at Lindbergh High School. Whether you are a student, teacher, parent, community member, we are really happy that you are here tonight. We are happy to have this opportunity for all of us to be together. The way I see it, this is about two things. This is about honoring Quintyn, and it's about honoring all of you and giving you a chance to be together and support each other. I don't know what the right words are to explain situations like this, but I know one thing, is that this community, when I've been through these before, always comes together and supports one another. I thought a lot about one thing today, and I don't know if this makes any sense or if it matters, but in times like this, I think about what I would want if I were to pass, and what I would want those who are left behind to do. And so maybe I invite you to do the same just momentarily. Think about what you would want for your family, what you would want for your friends, and trust that Quintyn would want that same thing for all of you. He would want you to be strong. He would want you to love one another. He would want you to take one step forward every single day and move on. He would want his teammates to have a great season. And he would wish each of you all the success in the world. If there's one thing that I heard a lot yesterday in talking to people that knew him, and I knew Quintyn, but I know I didn't know him as much as a lot of you. And what I heard a lot was how much every single time someone would pass him in the hallway, that he was always quick with a smile and a greeting, and he cared about a lot of people. So I feel pretty confident that he would want all of you to be okay. And that being said, we still grieve his loss. We mourn the fact that he will not be in the hallway with us. And that's okay. That is a normal way to feel. So as we move forward, be there for each other. But remember what he would want you to do, which is to have all the success and all the happiness that each of us deserve as well. So the way this is going to work, I'm going to wrap up here. We'll take a moment to just reflect in silence. And I will invite anyone else who wants to come up to speak. If you have words that you feel you'd like to share, to remember Quintyn, I will invite you to do that. I also want to make sure that we take some time to think about the others who are directly involved in this incident. They're going to need us a lot in the coming weeks. As bad as this has been for all of us, it's going to be double that for a lot of them. So please make sure you keep them in your thoughts, in your prayers, and reach out to them and support them as they move forward too. So with that, if we could just take a moment of silence and reflect together about the impact that Quintyn has had on our school, our community, and every single one of you. If they want to come forward to speak, is these next couple days are going to be really hard. It's going to be very difficult. There's going to be an emptiness in our building. There's going to be an empty chair in our classrooms. And you are going to respond to that, and I'm especially speaking to my students now. You are going to respond to that in whatever way is natural to you. And I think it's important that you all understand that whichever way you grieve is okay. If you have to cry, it is okay. If you don't cry and you feel like you should, that's okay too. Each one of us is going to be impacted differently. We're all going to respond differently. But that's very personal to each of us. And whichever way it is for you, that's all right. So try to support each other no matter what. Try to make sure that you are not judging someone else for how they respond to this situation. Let's make sure that we as a community are coming together. It is impossible to find positive things that come out of something like this. But over the next several days, you're going to reflect upon a lot of things, a lot of memories, a lot of laughs that he gave you. And that's going to be a positive thing. And I trust that one of the things that Quintyn will have done is that he's going to make this Lindbergh community stronger than it was even before. So with that, I'll wrap up. I want to thank the parents who came up and helped with the candles and made this all possible. Thank you for that. I want to thank all the staff members that are here. Large number of staff members here. They're grieving too. And they're going to spend a lot of time trying to make sure that their kids are okay. And they're going to have to make sure that they themselves are okay. This is hard. But we will get through it, one step at a time. If there's anyone else, and I don't want to put anybody on the spot, so please, the way this will work, if somebody wants to come up and say something, you are welcome to come forward. If nobody does, you are welcome to stand here and reflect quietly, to embrace each other, to do whatever you need to do. Stay as long as you need. What we will do at the conclusion of this is we will also have some balloons, and then we will release those balloons in Quintyn's honor as well. I know our basketball team has balloons. If you're a volleyball player, I know there's some balloons still in there. You're welcome to grab one. I know there's a handful of you that wanted to be part of that. So when we're all finished up here, if you want to grab a balloon, we'll wait for you before we release them. So with that, is there anybody else that would like to come forward? I'll turn the mic over to you.
It's definitely going to be hard for me to keep together, but bear with me, please. Q did not care what anybody thought about anything. For example, he showed up every day with either Crocs, pajamas, a wife beater, whatever it was. I will still remember me and Q thought it was the most lame thing on earth to give each other knuckles, dab up, whatever you want to call it. So we'd run at each other, being the tallest people in the hallway at the time. 100 feet away, 200 feet, run up and give each other the fattest hug and say, I love you, PK, and I love you, Q. We did not care what anyone thought and just made our day. Q just strived to just do what he wanted, what made him happy, and it was always good things. And he just doesn't deserve this. He just deserves so much love sent his way. And anybody who just doesn't feel comfortable to come up here and you have a great story, just do it. He'd appreciate it, and I'd appreciate it. Rest in peace, Quintyn.
I don't really know what to say right now, but I couldn't come up here and not say something. I honestly cannot remember the last time that I saw Q and he wasn't smiling. I mean, every day that he would wake up and come to school, I mean, there was always something funny he had to say. I mean, every picture I have of him, I mean, it's no normal smile. It's always something goofy. I mean, he was just the life of everything. I mean, every day he was just so full of life, and I can't imagine what it's gonna be like waking up now and not texting him and not asking him what he's doing this weekend. And it's just, I think what's best for everyone right now is to remember Q for who he was and the way he made you feel. I mean, all I've been thinking about is all the moments I've had with Q, and just, I mean, I've known him since I was in 4th grade, and it's just, I can think back to just so many early times and just him wanting so much in his life. I mean, he was so prepared for this new basketball season. He was so ready, and I think that everyone moving forward, it's just, you got to do it for him and everybody who was involved. I mean, just, especially Pano. I mean, I know we're here for Q, but I want to shine the light on Pano for a little bit and make sure that he's getting the life that he needs after what happened. I'm rambling on now. I'm gonna
I just want to talk about how Q was a big part of all of our lives. Like almost everyone saw him every day, and how he just made like everyone's days different. And how, I mean, I saw him every Sunday, and how like me and him got really close very quickly. And I just wanted to talk about how he just made me feel like different every day. When my day was bad, he would always make me laugh in English class. And he would always like, I don't know, just make my day better. That's all I just want to say. I don't want to say too much, but he was just a great guy. I loved him, and he was like a brother to me.
I mainly knew Q as a teammate on the volleyball team, and I couldn't have asked for a better middle. I could not. He was, the amount of goofiness that he had on the court, the amount of the smiles that he had, the hype moments that we had on this court and here in this very gym right here, and it's just, I was so excited. I've been talking to him, and I was telling him that I'm really excited for this next season, and it was was really hard to just receive this information but there's so much good in this community, and he was a light to this team. I remember the time he jumped over my setter and landed on him, and he just trampled it. It was just, it was just so funny. He just brought so much goodness to this team and to this school. And I just commemorate him and just wish he was still here. But I'm glad that we are all here right now, being able to cherish this and become closer together.
To say how much we loved Q. I mean, he meant a whole lot to a lot of us here, and the smiles that he put on people's faces and his face in the hallway, and just a great deal he meant to Lindbergh basketball and Lindbergh volleyball and just Lindbergh as a community. I just want to say how much we all loved him, and we will miss him in our lives. That's it.
Quintyn Lewis, can you hear me? In my sophomore English class. And then he came back and visited almost every other day of his junior and senior year. Teachers who had Quintyn in class will remember that he was hilarious. Teachers who had Quintyn in class will remember that Quintyn loved his friends and took care of his classmates. One of my favorite days ever with Quintyn was the day he came in laughing, as always. He came over and he stood by my desk. I was like, okay, teenagers, whatever. I walked away, I came back, and there was a tiny little toy zebra on my desk. And I said, Quintyn, what is this? He said, that's Jeffrey. I wanted you to have him. I still have Jeffrey. I still have Jeffrey in my classroom because it makes me smile to think about a time when somebody as lovely, as thoughtful, as caring as Quintyn just wanted to put a smile on an old teacher's face. When you think of Quintyn, I hope you remember how much you loved him and how much he loved all of you. Thank you.
It's going to be really hard for me to say this because he was over at my house every day. He was the best friend, my best boyfriend, and it just hurts that I was talking to him an hour before it happened, and there was not a time where he wasn't laughing. My parents loved him, my family loved him, and my baby brother was born the same day that he died, and I found out that he was having such a hard time breathing, and a miracle happens, and all I can think about is Quintyn helping him and making sure that he's alive to be with my family, and I love that kid so much. Anyone who knew me knew I was obsessed with him, and I loved him so much, and I would always talk about him, and I sleep with his hoodie every night still, and I talk to him on the phone all the time, and I just text him to make sure he knows that I will always love him, and there's not a time where I'm not talking out loud so that he can hear me in heaven, because I just love him so much. I know that he's looking down on all of us, and I know that he's happy that you're all here with him, so thank you guys for coming so much.
So I know everyone's been talking about how much of a goofball Quintyn has been, all the jokes that he makes, but I also want to talk about how hard-working this kid was. No matter where he was, as much as he would joke, he truly gave his all in everything he did. He always, especially on the basketball court, as much as he would joke to Chris, Matt, and all of us throughout the last 3 years, he truly gave 110% in everything he did on the court. He was respectful to everyone that he knew, respectful to every coach that he's ever coached him, and truly gave 110% no matter what he did, whether it was in the classroom, at home, or on the basketball court. He always gave his all in everything he did, and I knew that he was proud of himself for what he did, no matter if it was shaving his head in 8th grade for $10, or if it was, I don't know, taking the jump ball in basketball and then immediately getting subbed out. He was always a team player, and he always put a smile on everyone's face, and I know that's what I'm going to miss most, seeing that smile in the locker room and on the court. And another thing, it's not required, but I feel like something that'd be cool for Quintyn is if you have either pajamas or Crocs, wear it tomorrow just to honor Q, and because he never cared what anyone wore. He always the goofy pajamas and the mushroom Crocs. Just, he didn't care what anyone thought, and I would think it's something cool that if, like, you wore Crocs or pajamas just to honor Quintyn and what he wore every day and what he is for Lindbergh High School.
The first time I ever met Quintyn was like the move-in day in 5th grade in Miss Johnson's class, and we got our lockers switched, and it was just like this little fight we had. And ever since then, he's just been such a bundle of joy and such a light in everyone's life, and I just can't believe it. And he's always been the best person, always somebody you can lean on. He's a goofball, just like everyone said, and he embraced it. He was just a bundle of light, and he was volleyball's biggest fan, honestly. He was the loudest one in the gym, and he always was there. He was a monster on the court on volleyball and a monster for basketball as well. Like, he was just such a light in everyone's life, and he's forever missed. That's all I have.
I had the privilege of having Quintyn in my first hour English class last year, and the word that I would use to describe him the most that I've heard from a lot of people is joy. First hour is always pretty sleepy and pretty tame, but Quintyn always had just a big smile on his face, and he just made, just having him in the room just made the whole class just feel a little bit more joyful and energetic. And even this year when I don't have him anymore, almost every single day when I passed him in the hallway after 5th hour got over, he was leaving his English class and he would say, "Hi, Miss Antle," really loud. And it just brought me a lot of joy every day because as a teacher, we only get to know you guys for a set amount of time, and getting to see you all the time, it just brings us always joy. And Quintyn kind of kept that going for me, that I still got to see him and got to have that little everyday, "Hi, Quintyn," "Hi, Q," "Hi, Miss Angel," exchange every day, and I'm really going to miss that. So he left the biggest impression on me, and I know all of his teachers and all of his friends, people who loved him, and it's gonna be hard walking from my class to 5th hour after 5th hour tomorrow, not hearing that from him. So yeah, he just brought a lot of joy, and I'm gonna miss that a lot.
So like, I knew Quintyn for a while, and I've never met one person who had a problem with him. Like, if you mentioned his name, everybody smiled, because he never failed to make someone smile, to make them laugh. Like, no matter where it is, no matter how sad you were, he'd make you laugh. Like, he was such a pure soul. He had such a good heart. All he cared about was making other people smile. And no matter what I could be going through, like, he was there. Never flaked on anyone. He's one of the best people I've ever met. I love him. May he rest in peace.
I'm not gonna stand here and pretend I knew Q for a long time. I managed the volleyball team for 2 years, and I frankly didn't get to see much of him in his first year, other than just being on the bench and hyping everybody up the whole time. But my second year was gonna be my first year with varsity, and I was really, really nervous. And a lot of them were older than me, and I was afraid they weren't gonna like me or talk to me. And Q was one of the first people who ever really talked to me, and it made me feel like I was a part of everything. And Q's the reason I have these guys now, and they're a huge part of my life. And I want to thank him for that. But also, Q was just the biggest hype man. Nobody ever got excited like him. I remember we were playing Slow High, and we were up 4-3. And he looks at me and goes, "Sam, take a picture, take a picture. It's the best thing we're ever gonna do." I was so excited. And I just, speaking for all the people under him and all of us who hadn't known him our entire lives and everything, he was what we wanted to be. He was what everybody wants to be. We're gonna miss him a lot this season, but I know we're all gonna try and be our best for him and be as much like him as we can. So just everybody try and live a little more like you.
Had on our school, and on all of you, I don't know what I can give you. Thank you, all of you who came up to speak and share your stories, some of your laughter, and the impact that Q had on you. We have a lot of students that come through this school and its long history. But there's one takeaway I have tonight, that there's only ever been one Q. With that, I'd ask our basketball team if they'd like to come forward to the release of the balloons. There's other balloons back there. I don't know if anybody else is going to grab one of their part. We still have some more inside if you want to grab those. Please know that once we've released the balloons, you are welcome to stay as long as you like to support each other. Please know that we will have, and I'll make this announcement tomorrow and when I speak directly to our entire student body, we will have the multi-purpose room open tomorrow for all of our students to come down and reflect and to talk, to be with each other, but also to talk to our counseling team if that's necessary. Give these guys just a second, and we'll get some more balloons coming on. Okay, whenever you guys are ready.
By the time we left, we were like, "Oh my God, please stop."
I don't think I can do that fucking class. I don't think I can go that class.